For years, you nurtured them, supported their dreams, and put their needs before your own. But now things feel different. Maybe they brush off your advice, maybe they overlook your feelings, or worse, they treat you like an afterthought. And yes, that can sting deeply. If you're feeling overlooked or disrespected by your own children, you're not alone. It's natural to feel hurt, maybe even angry, and to want to remind them all you've done. But here's a truth that's often overlooked. Getting upset rarely helps, it usually makes things worse. Instead, there's a better path, a way to reclaim your respect without battles, bitterness, or broken hearts. Today, I'll walk you through 6 practical shifts you can make right now to change how your children see and treat you. Some might surprise you, but if you stay with me, you'll discover how to restore your place as a respected and valued parent. Let's begin. One of the biggest traps parents fall into is trying too hard to win their children's approval. You might find yourself saying yes when you want to say no, changing plans just to avoid conflict, or hiding your true feelings just to keep the peace. But chasing approval sends the wrong message. It tells your children that your happiness depends on their acceptance and that your needs come last. I knew a woman, Lisa, who spent years molding her life around her adult kids' wishes. She avoided disagreements, silenced her opinions, and constantly adjusted to their schedules. Yet over time, her children stopped valuing her input and presence. The secret? Respect grows from self-respect, not from bending over backward. When you start honoring your own feelings and set clear boundaries, your children will begin to see you in a new light, someone strong, confident, and worthy of respect. When your children dismiss or interrupt you, your first instinct might be to fight back or prove your point. But arguing usually only fuels tension. Respect isn't won by loud words or demands. It's earned through calmness, patience, and the dignity you carry yourself with. Take my friend Mark, a former school principal. His grown children often ignored his advice and talked over him. At first, Mark tried to argue, but it only made things worse. Then he changed his approach. Instead of reacting, he listened attentively and spoke with quiet confidence. Slowly, his children began to respect him, not because he forced it, but because he showed them how respect looks. If your children disrespect you, respond with grace, not anger, and watch how that shifts the relationship. It's tough to admit, but as we age, our emotional fulfillment can't rely solely on our children. When your children sense that you need their approval or affection to feel valued, it can feel like pressure, and pressure pushes people away. I met Sarah, who constantly called her busy adult children, hoping for connection. The more she reached out, the more they pulled back, feeling burdened rather than loved. One day, Sarah shifted her focus. She rediscovered hobbies, reconnected with friends, and built a life that brought her joy, independent of her children. To her surprise, her children started reaching out more, and with deeper respect because they saw a woman thriving on her own. Respect often fades when boundaries aren't set or enforced. If you tolerate rude comments or dismissive behavior, your children will keep crossing those lines simply because they believe it's allowed. Consider Tom, a retired businessman who used to let his adult children interrupt him or disregard his opinions. At first, he stayed quiet to avoid conflict, but then he realized silence was teaching them disrespect was okay. He began calmly stating his boundaries. "Please wait until I finish speaking," or "You don't have to agree, but respect is non-negotiable." When they pushed back, he gently but firmly showed he wouldn't accept less. At first, they resisted, but over time, they respected his strength and the way he valued himself, and that brought respect back into their relationship. Step 5. Stop giving without appreciation. One of the quickest ways to lose respect is to give endlessly without receiving gratitude. Parents often give time, money, and energy without acknowledgement, which can lead to resentment and feelings of being taken for granted. I knew James, who always supported his children financially and emotionally. When he needed help, however, they were too busy to assist. James then chose to stop overextending himself and started saying no when he needed to. At first, his children were frustrated, but eventually they began to appreciate his efforts more because they realized his kindness wasn't unlimited, but a gift they should cherish. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you cultivate through how you carry yourself, the boundaries you set, and the life you live. If you feel your children are treating you with less respect, Don't waste your energy on anger or frustration. Instead, make these simple but powerful shifts. Honor yourself, lead by example, set boundaries, and live a full life. When you do, respect will follow, not because you ask for it, but because you inspire it. If you found these insights helpful, comment the step number below that resonated most with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us keep creating content that empowers and uplifts. Thanks for watching.